What's up and welcome. This is Me, You, and Switch 2. I'm me, Tom Tate, and you are you. So let's talk about Switch 2. This is the latest and greatest Nintendo Switch 2 news brought to you every Tuesday and Friday. We keep things short and sweet, 5 to 10 minute episodes. It's Friday. It is Friday, October 24th. It's actually 5:34 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm up bright and early delivering the news today. I hope that you've had a great week and you are ready to coast into the weekend, perhaps on a flying machine like the fast and cute stars of Kirby Air Riders, which received a second Nintendo Direct presentation. It aired yesterday. It was led by creator Masahiro Sakurai, who we all know as the creator of many Kirby games, but also Smash Brothers games, and he has taken his love of creating these massive feature-packed games to Kirby Air Riders. Because this Direct was an hour long, I had to watch this in 2x because I just didn't have time to fit in an hour Direct yesterday, but I watched the whole thing. At this point, it was almost a joke, so Sakurai made this fun little quip in the beginning about the length of the Direct, which I thought was great, and it really set the tone. But yeah, this thing was action-packed. I thought the first Air Riders Direct was great as well. It was full of so much information that I walked away from the first Direct feeling like it justified the game's $70 price tag. But in true Sakurai fashion, they crammed even more into this. So here are the highlights from yesterday's Kirby Air Riders Direct. First up, there is a new game mode called Top Ride. This is not new to the series. This was in the original GameCube game, and it's still a racing mode, but with a top-down view. So they showcased a bunch of top ride courses and items that are exclusive to this particular game mode. And I think that this is being positioned as an easier mode. Maybe it's more of like a pick-up-and-play mode, a little shorter, fast-paced still, familiar gameplay style, and you can play up to 4 players locally or 8 players online. There was another game mode that was announced called Road Trip, and this one feels more like the story mode or the adventure mode. This mode has you tackling a bunch of challenges from all of the game modes, including City Trial, Air Ride, which we learned about last Direct, Top Ride from this one, different challenges like time attacks. It looks really fun. I really do think that I'm going to pick up this game. I'll put it that way, but I think that when I do play this game, Road Trip is going to be the mode that I focus on the most. Lots of customization of your machine and cameos from characters throughout the history of the franchise. It looks like there's, kind of boss battle type of challenges and things like that. There was an emphasis on customization and collectibles in other parts of the Direct too. So you can customize the look and design of your driver's license. This was part of the online component. You can buy accessories for your characters and vehicles to change their appearance. You can also earn or collect these gummies, which it just seemed to be like an aesthetic thing. They look like gummy vitamins. You can interact with them. Very quirky, very fun. There's an interactive lobby experience called the Paddock that allows you to engage with other online players before jumping into an online match. There was a garage that you could customize as well too to show off your vehicles. Players in the online mode, they will be assigned a class, and the class is not based on a letter like it normally is. It's based on a color and shape. It was meant to be a little bit more inclusive, so it wasn't following traditional racing classes to think that one was more superior than the other. And you'll also see where you rank, like an actual number rank, out of all of the players that play the game. And the rank will support kind of even and fair and smart matchmaking when you're playing online. So really, really, again, feature-packed. It was an hour long. Sakurai also revealed new courses, characters, copy abilities, race types, special items. There was a deep dive into the settings of the game to showcase some accessibility options. And then finally, there will be 3 new amiibo that were announced to be released. These are really interesting. We learned about this last time as well too, because you can mix and match the vehicle and the rider. And I think those combinations, they are reflected intelligently in the game when you use the amiibo. So very cool. In early November, there's going to be a free global test ride demo. So players will have a chance to try it out before making a buying decision. Again, this is it's not an expensive title, but it is definitely up there, right? It's $70. Kirby Air Riders launches on November 20th. I believe I read that there won't be any DLC, which is cool because they just packed this game so much with as much content as they possibly could, and it's going to be all in there for one retail price. So as we're seeing with Donkey Kong Bonanza and Pokemon Legends Z through A, if you buy the DLC, those games are getting upwards of $100, right? So if we're getting online capabilities plus all of these game modes in Kirby Air Riders for one price, it's pretty awesome. Obviously, with over 60 minutes of content in the Direct, I'm just scratching the surface, and this is a podcast, so it's not very visual. I'll leave a link to the YouTube video in the notes if you want to check out the whole thing. Game Informer has a good recap as well, too. So if you just want to read the recap and see some pictures, I will link to the Game Informer recap in the notes as well. That was the big news for the week. I mean, anytime we have a Nintendo Direct of any kind, it's going to attract the most attention, but there were a few other solid headlines, which I'll just run through quickly. Just in time for spooky season, we have Luigi's Mansion, the very first one, coming to Nintendo Switch Online's Classics Collection. That's going to be released on the 30th, October 30th, so one day before Halloween. I'm going to drop a trailer in the show notes if you want to check this out. I'm ashamed to admit I have never played any of these games. This, of course, is the original GameCube title, and Nintendo is touting in this trailer that now all of the Luigi's Mansion games can be played on Switch 2. So you have this one in the Classics Collection. You have Luigi's Mansion 2, which I believe is a remake available for Switch. And then you have Luigi's Mansion 3 also available as a Switch game. So if you want to play this series, you can now play it all in one place, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, there are 3DS titles and things like that, too. We have some other game announcements as well. Bluey's Quest for the Gold Pen. This is a new Bluey game. I'm telling you, don't sleep on the Bluey games. We have the first Bluey game, although it looks like this one's from a different developer and potentially a different publisher, but this will hit Switch and Switch 2 in 2026. So if you are a Bluey household like mine, you might want to check out this game. We also have news on the remake of System Shock. So the System Shock remake, this doesn't have a release date, but it was recently announced that it'll come to Switch and Switch 2, and it will include some mouse controls. So it's nice to see them kind of modifying this a little bit to best suit the console. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is another game that is coming to Switch and Switch 2. This will release on December 1st, so by the end of this year. This is a retro beat-em-up, very similar to Shredder's Revenge. And if it looks awfully similar in the quality and polish that you see in Shredder's Revenge, it's because this is actually from the same developer, Tribute Games, and I'm pretty sure the same publisher as well. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. I'm definitely going to pick this up. I don't know if I'll get it at launch, but I'm definitely getting this game. I loved Shredder's Revenge. That was so much fun. And this week, we also had a big Fallout live stream. So I guess it was called Fallout Day. I didn't really follow this too closely. I am a big Fallout fan, but in one of the announcements, they've revealed that Fallout 4, the Anniversary Edition, which I believe it's a 10-year anniversary for Fallout 4 that we're celebrating. This will hit Switch 2. So this is pretty exciting if you haven't played this or if you're looking to revisit this. If you haven't played any of the more modern Fallout games, this will fit really well on Switch 2. It's funny because I actually just bought Fallout 4 on a Steam sale, so I got it on Steam. I'll probably play it on Steam Deck before this even releases, but still exciting that this is coming to Switch. Last but not least, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition is not ready for release. It'll be pushed to next year, to 2026, while the dev team kind of tunes it up, makes some final adjustments and tweaks. It looks like they just need more time to cook, and honestly, that's fine. We heard a lot of rumblings when this game was first shown in its playable state that it wasn't ready, and there are plenty of games to play in 2025, so we will look forward to Elden Ring next year. On Nintendo's official YouTube channel, there's a trailer for Luigi's Mansion, Fallout 4, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I will put links in the show notes if you want to check out all that stuff. That's it for today. I want to thank you as always for your time and your attention. A quick rating or review helps me continue to grow the show. A recommendation to a friend, family member, Discord community, or subreddit goes even further. Thank you. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to shows, we should be there. If we're not, let me know. Switch2pod.com for all the things. Much love. Now go play some games.